in what was a crazy day for the last day of the regular season in the NBA, with so much seeding up for grabs, the Lakers secured the 8th seed with a dominating win over the Pelicans in New Orleans, and it will set up another game against the Pelicans for the 7th seed on Tuesday. What's good, y'all, and welcome to another Lakers Digest video. I'm your host, Okechi Apakama, and before we get into everything that we have for you for this game recap, guys, I want to bring your attention to something. There is 72% of you guys who have recently watched our videos who are not subscribed to the channel just yet, and if you guys want more of that Laker news, Laker reactions, trade rumors, game recaps, and now playoff reactions, you guys want to come right here to Lakers Digest so you guys do not miss any of it. Now, with that out of the way, guys, let's hop straight into that game recap, as it seems like the Lakers have the Pelicans number. So this is once again the Lakers and Pelicans have matched up, and anytime the Lakers and Pelicans are playing a serious brand of basketball game where both teams kind of need a win, the Lakers have shown up and dominated in that fact. And it just shows up and down what the Lakers were doing on the offensive side of the ball, and then also the defensive side of the ball, where they were just dominating in all aspects of the game, whether it was getting their star players easy shots, or on the defensive end, where it was limiting guys like Zion Williams and guys like Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum. So let's just hop straight into those stats there for the Lakers. And Anthony Davis was tremendous. Had 30 points, 11 rebounds, a couple steals, and then a couple assists in that one. Rui Hachimura was solid, had 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. He had a really nice little run there in the second quarter, getting some nice easy dunks. LeBron James was absolutely everywhere. 28 points, 17 assists. He had 13 assists in that first half. 5 steals to go along with 11 rebounds, so he had a triple-double, almost on the way to a quadruple-double there. And then D'Angelo Russell was lights out from 3, 5 for 10 from the three-point line, 19 points to go along with 4 assists. And Austin Reaves was really cooking with fire, 20 points, hit 3 three-pointers, had 2 assists, a steal, and a really nice block shot on CJ McCollum. So the Lakers starters truly came to play, and then also Taurean Prince off the bench, who has really slotted nicely into that role off the bench and really found a nice little niche. But the Lakers just dominated this game throughout, as it was a pretty close game in that first quarter, while the Lakers only led by 4 due to a last-second three-pointer by Brandon Ingram, who was still kind of getting back to the game of things and still trying to find his rhythm, because this was his first game back after missing the past 12 games to the Pelicans. But the Lakers didn't really seem too concerned about it, because they were honed in and locking down Zion Williams, and a big reason why that happened was because of LeBron James. It's not too often where LeBron James usually takes it upon himself to go at the best defensive matchup, but this is that time of year where LeBron is locking in on the other side of the ball, and the Lakers are really a hard team to stop when LeBron James is locked in on that side of the floor, because that leads to a lot of runouts, a lot of easy transition points where the Lakers really thrive with guys like Rui Hachimura running the lanes, Anthony Davis, on also shooters like D'Angelo Russell, who can be deadly in that fast break situation, and then also Austin Reaves as well. So all of those guys were really clicking together and playing well. They were playing on a string on offense, and then it seemed like the Pelicans were a step slow at every moment. I mean, if you just take a look at their stats, Zion did not have a game that he usually is accustomed to having. He only had 12 points on 13 shots. That's in large part due to LeBron James. And then Brandon Ingram, like I said, he was just coming back from a long injury. He did have 13 points on 6 of 9 shooting, but he was on a minutes restriction, so he didn't play too much. And then Herb Jones, he hit some shots for the Pelicans, kind of was able to keep it in somewhat of a range. And then McCollum did catch fire a little bit, but for the most part, the Lakers did a pretty good job of containing him. And then a lot of those guys off the bench, yeah, they were able to score a little bit, but that was in parts of the game where it wasn't too serious, because the Lakers were up by as much as 32 points. They win it 124 to 108, but that final score isn't really indicative of what happened, because the Lakers truly took this game seriously. Besides the fact of how they played in Memphis, the prior game, but in this one, the Lakers really were focused. They were on a string defensively. They were getting all the shots they wanted offensively. They had 50 points in the paint in the first half. They finished the game with about 68, but when you were able to get to the basket essentially at will, it was like a layup line for guys like Rui Hachimura, Anthony Davis, and even LeBron when he was able to start to score the basketball and get in there, because LeBron James, he finished the game with about 30 points, but he didn't have any in that first quarter because he was really finding his teammates. He had 8 assists in that first quarter, so he was really just picking his spots, really taking apart that New Orleans Pelicans defense, and then really just going at their glaring weakness is where they don't have a true shot blocker down there. So the Lakers were really getting a lot of easy looks in there, and then when they were getting ahead of steam or were able to draw a couple of defenders, they were able to hit outside shots as well. So D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reaves helped with that. So all of those guys have really and truly been clicking well, but some of you might come in here and notice, because what happened at towards the end of that game, where the Lakers had the game in control, Anthony Davis did come up just a little bit gimpy, and so like that's a little bit of my next topic here. But AD to play on Tuesday. So Anthony Davis said after the game just immediately that he was going to play, that this was something that was just more of like the back and hip spasms that he's kind of been dealing with on and off throughout the season. And it is kind of fortunate for the Lakers that they did play the Pelicans in New Orleans, because they're going to play them again on Tuesday, and that's due in part because the Phoenix Suns defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves. And if the Suns would have lost that game, then they would have gone to Phoenix for their play-in game. But with this, it kind of gives Anthony Davis a day, and then he's not traveling anywhere, so he gets a day to sort of like rest, kind of get that much needed massage. And so like this is what Mike Trudell said after, because he said Anthony Davis tightened up his back a little bit, but he is going to be expected to be playing on Tuesday. And like I said, it's going to help that the Lakers aren't going to be traveling, so they're going to stay in New Orleans, stay in their same hotels, so that's going to be very convenient for the Lakers. And in a weird way, it's kind of like a playoff setting where you have those first 2 games on the road, and obviously a little bit different stakes, as if you lose, if the Lakers are able to lose their next game, then you find yourself playing in that 9-10, which you don't, playing for that 8 seed, which you don't really want to get to, because that means 1 game and then you're out. So the Lakers are going to have to come in with the right energy and effort like they did tonight. If the Lakers are using this type of effort that they did tonight, and then obviously clean up some stuff, because the Pelicans are going to be a lot better than they were, because it's just, for one, it's a pride thing. They don't want to go down like this to the Lakers and lose to this Laker team, because just for years it just seems like the Pelicans have not really been able to get past the Los Angeles Lakers, especially when LeBron James and Anthony Davis are locked in. Those are just 2 guys that they just don't really seem to have a true answer for. And this is a good reason why I do think the Lakers should be favored in this Pelicans matchup, even though they're on the road and it is the second game against them in as many days. But the Lakers just have the right tools to stop guys like Zion Williams and CJ McCollum. Lesser more Brandon Ingram, but he is coming off a leg injury, so it is going to take him some time to kind of catch his rhythm, and to hope that he's going to get back in a day is kind of crazy to think. But stranger things has happened in the NBA. But what the Lakers have been doing against the Pelicans, it is really what they need to do in sort of to take care of business and get this W. But I know a lot of people are going to be looking further into the future, and right now the Denver Nuggets are the 2 seed for after they won their final game of the season, and the Timberwolves lost their game too, so they dropped down to 3. So if the Lakers were to win that Pelicans play-in game on Tuesday, they would be the 7th seed, and that means they'll play Denver that for that next series. And I know some people, like even including myself, had some misfortunes about facing Denver in that first round. But if you have the opportunity, like you do to be the 7th seed, you take that opportunity because you do not want to mess around with anything going on, especially with some of those teams like those Kings and the Golden State Warriors in that 9-10. Whoever's going to come out of that game is going to be better for it, and they're probably going to be come out gunning because that's going to be their only chance to make the playoffs. So whoever comes out from there, they're going to be fired up, and then they're also 3-point shooting teams. And in a one-game action, if a team's hitting a lot of 3-point shots, it can really shift it in their favor. And if you're the Lakers, you don't want to even mess with that whatsoever, because if you're going out of your way and try to avoid a team like Denver, that's just sorry, essentially, because you're going to have to eventually face them if you want to get to your ultimate goal. And I'll say this right now, if the Lakers are able to win that Pelicans game and get Denver and beat Denver in that series, there is nothing that can stop this team, I don't believe so, in the Western Conference to get to their ultimate goal, because the Lakers truly are playing some of their best basketball right now, and it's indicative of what's happening with each and every one of their starters and how they've all had great games here in the past 15 individually and then also even collectively as well. So they've really started to click with that 5-man group. They found a really nice little niche for Taurean Prince coming off the bench. He's really been playing well. Spencer Dinwiddie has had his moments. Gabe Vincent has now come back into the rotation a little bit, and he's really been playing well on the defensive end. The offensive side of the ball has still taken a little bit to find his rhythm, but his defense has been much needed for this Laker team, which has struggled from the point of attack at times. So all of these things kind of come together. Oh, and Jackson Hayes, who's been playing extremely well off the bench. So all these things coming together for the Lakers should give everyone that type of confidence, which I think, which I have with the Los Angeles Lakers, as coming into this playoffs. I do think they can make some noise, and they're playing well at the right time. And most importantly, for the most part, LeBron James and Anthony Davis have been healthy. Anthony Davis set a career high actually this season by playing his 76th game, 77 if you include the in-season tournament final. But Anthony Davis has been truly a warrior. So for those who are worried that he might be hindered or miss that game, I don't think he will, because he is been that dominant force this whole entire season for the Lakers and has been that anchor for them and been the reason why their defense can be elite at times. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys comment down below of what you think this matchup will show for the Lakers. Do you think, as like I do, that the Pelicans are a matchup that the Lakers can take care of and they can win? And then if they're able to win that game, how do you think the Lakers will fare against Denver in that first round matchup? Because things are a little bit different this time around. We do have guys like Spencer Dinwiddie, Gabe Vincent to help guard a guy like a Jamal Murray. And then also the Lakers just all those games last season were pretty close. It was just came down to late fourth quarter offense in that one. So that's probably what all these games are going to come down to in the future. But first things first, Lakers got to take care of business on Tuesday against the Pelicans. We will definitely be back after that to review. I have been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.